Back, y'all. Episode 59 of the walkthrough. So, before we get started, this will be a relatively short episode as there's not much to do here in Mogwart's Palace. So, we're going to go through because you guys got to remember when we came here in the Urnia for a quick path through Somber 10, getting all Somber Stones 1 through 10, we came through here and we dropped down. We got all the items over here, then we got all the items over the lake. So, all we got to do is we're going to go around the lake into this little section over here. We have to do 3 invasions back to back, grab some loose items. After that, we'll jump up here and just kind of go back to grab 2 items, do 1 more invasion, and then a boss fight. And that's it. So after that, we'll have to activate our great room, go over boss remembrance. And I wasn't, so we've done every build there is to do this playthrough to show people, like, we've respect to show you guys how to put together each build. That's like, I told you guys at the start, we cover all builds and show you how to put them together. So when I got to the bleed build, I just really wasn't impressed. So I'm thinking about maybe giving it another try after this, as we'll have, show people the full thing now that we'll have the final spell I like for, bleed builds. And I'll show you how I think, bleed build would be best. And we'll give it a second shot, yeah, all in all, I wasn't really impressed. You get the blood procs, but the no poise damage or stagger breaking, the low damage of those builds. Like I said, yeah, you get the blood procs. I don't know, found a big lackluster. With that being said, we'll give it another shot. I'm not gonna stay with it, but we might put it on for first episode, maybe 2 of Consecrated Snowfield and see how it does. Just give it a fair shake. Buddy of mine kept me, oh, do the bleed build for the walkthrough. I'm like, we tried it, it wasn't good, but he's saying because I didn't level up Arcane enough, it wasn't so good, so we'll try that, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to state that as far as where our build is, but obviously this is the strongest build in the game in my opinion, the one we're doing right now for a first timer. So as we're talking about, as we're getting up to the DLC, everyone wants to get their build styled in, right? So now going through here, we've already got all the items, guys. Actually, in a cave up here, we missed something, though. Thought we missed something. There's 3 caves. I think we may have just jumped over this one in general. Oh, maybe we did get it all. Okay. Well, we can just go around here making sure we got all the items. Which, like I said, we've done this earlier, so when you come out of that main path where you're supposed to, if you were just to take a left and follow it straight back, we're going to get to this back little section. We're going to have to deal with these guys, these bloodlost birds. They are quite annoying. You're about to get kicked off your horse for first invasion. So 3 invasions from 3 bloodlost type enemies. Could be quite challenging. We have bloodlost geysers to deal with. We have blood birds and a shit ton of blood dogs that attack you more than any other dog. So they're already doing blood loss and they just attack you like 50 times in a row. There's literally nothing you can do. There really isn't. There's like shit you can do about it, honestly, guys. So, I mean, I would just go for the main stuff. And we want this to be smooth, but chances are, so yeah, take him out. Chances are, you're just going to have to come back here, get as much shit accomplished as you can, die, come back again, get as much shit accomplished as you can and die, and rinse and repeat until you have all the items back here and have done all the invasions. And I hate that. I want it to be a smooth run for the walkthrough, and it might be for us, have a lot of experience, but still, most of the time, that's kind of how it works for me. And if there's anything that upsets me doing these episodes, it's when the episode isn't smooth. I can't just generally go through, clear a place out, and get all the stuff like we should be able to do, because it's just too difficult. Not difficult in the sense it's hard, but we're just so ridiculous, like, where enemies stun lock you and bleed you out in 2 seconds. Like, that's just, they're just trying too hard, in my opinion. And I think it ruins the experience for newer players, I think I'll be fine, but I'm speaking on behalf of you guys. I'm trying to teach you guys how to do all this stuff, and sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what to tell them. Give it your best shot. I don't know what to tell you, and I feel bad about that. And at the end of the day, it's just going to probably come down to experience. You can still get all the stuff. You can still accomplish 100% of this game, but I just feel like some of it's not going to be a few you know, it's not gonna be some smooth, regular progression going through an area. You're just gonna die multiple times and go back and do a little bit here and a little bit there. And it's sad to say, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of how it is sometimes. So Mary, where's my hit at? Can I hit you too, or is this like just one-sided? Okay, that'll do. That will do. No, I just see quite a bit of health these guys have. So that's I don't know, guys. I wouldn't say go out of the way to get to them, but if they start fucking with you, or you have a feeling one's going to, like, get in your way, especially with these invasions, take them out. Because I always plan on just doing a circle and clearing all this out. But honestly, when I was taking notes, I was going through of how we're going to do this. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, we're just doing a circle. We came in our right side, and we're just running across the back edge here, grabbing all the loot and killing what's in our way. But yeah, on the notes I was going through, I'm like, yeah, we'll just kill everything here slowly, be careful, and get it all done. Get your talisman, Eldering Drake +2, that'll be the final boost to Holy Defense talisman in the game. But yeah, I was just dying so much. I'm like, well, fuck, if I'm dying this much, I'm the one to do the walkthrough. They're just going to have a miserable time. Let's just, you know, kill what we have to and get what we need to get and just get out of there. You know, kind of take from the experience, yeah, but what are you going to do? You know what I mean? It's just one of those areas. Buddy, I was trying to hit my Mountain Dew. You didn't have to be rude. Attack me when I'm trying to drink a drink, bro. What the hell? Alright. My bad, y'all. I was trying to look at my notes. Okay, so 2 more invasions. Like I said, we're kind of just doing a circle here. Now, one invasion in particular, you want to kind of... It's going to be back here, and you want to kind of stay. I actually wrote this in my notes because if not, you're going to have a really bad time. So you want to just kind of stay to the right of the wall. And hopefully not get noticed by anything while you're picking shit up. But you want to fight this guy behind the tree. Now when you get behind the tree, he's going to kind of spawn in. But you want to stay here. You don't want that bird getting involved. I'm hoping. There he is. So you kind of want to stay by this back wall as much as you can so nothing gets involved. Like I said, this is something I actually wrote down because it's one of the things I died so many times on my note taking. You don't even have to be good if you have this build. Look, just hold up your shield. No. We're dead. Yeah, but not really. You didn't really have to be that good. Just hold up your shield, let attacks bounce off, and guard counter. You can do the whole fucking game like this if you want to. That's alright, we're just gonna run back to that spot. No big deal. To be honest with you guys, when you're doing this part of the game here, Mogwin's Palace, just be prepared to die a lot. A lot. Everything can kill you in 2 seconds. And in fact, for the rest of the game, that's kind of what we're dealing with. Consecrated Snowfields is worse, even without enemies doing blood loss. You have to deal with some enemies. Like, I was just taking notes on that before I started recording. Going back over my notes, finding better routes if I could, and like I was doing these ruins where we deal with a bunch of trolls doing madness. They do Endurable Frenzy, which is like a boosted version of Flame of Frenzy. Hits you for 1 second, you're dead. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna teach people to navigate this shit, man? You know, because we're trying to sit here and clear all of our areas, and there's just some parts you're just not going to be able to, you know? We're just going to have to go in, get the loot, and get out. And yeah, it does take away from the experience, but that's just, you know, just how it is. You're not going to be able to clear the area, at least not an hour episode. I'm just going to die 30,000 times trying to, you know? We just, you know, we got to do like curated notes and get you guys all the good stuff at the end of the day. Stay on this asshole. See, I was trying to do more defensive playstyle with him, but it's just really hard. as soon as he starts getting attacked, you're fucked. Don't even hold up your shield if you do not have the stamina. He does not need to parry you to break your guard, as you've just seen before. And I gotta remember, I also do have an active war. Jesus Christ, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, bro. Thank you. Just ridiculous sometimes. That's all. And yes, I am saying that knowing that we've only died once because I'm worried about other people. But yeah, just play it like that. And remember, like, if you wait till he does his active war, you can always dodge behind him and try to get that backstab in if you're good at that kind of play style. You know what I mean? It's quite difficult. But so this is going to be your lower area. That's where we came in and up there, and it kind of drops below. So when we get up here, you're going to see a little golden tree where we can get a golden seed from. What the hell? But there's going to be the other invasion over there. I'm going to see if we can just fuck this guy up fast as we can. 3,000. I'll take it. Yeah, he's got a lot of health at the end of the day, y'all. You know? Wow, that was the quickest we've killed one. And he was probably the beefiest one. Those buffs really do help. I gotta get more dependent on him, I guess. It's like, I promised we'd redo the bleed build. I just don't want to. I like this build, but I said we cover all builds and teach you guys how to set up every one. And I still had such high faith when I did that one. We weren't really committed to it, so I didn't really give it a fair shake. So we'll give it another shot. But I just really don't want to. I like my build to it. But I want to show you guys the best way I think to put one together. That's all. I do believe the first one or the second one we fought, I do believe is probably the hardest one. Now it's not too bad, all in all. Now we could move on and go and fast travel to where we want to be. But as you see, we got other items to get, Same thing, we're gonna hit our buff, see if we can put this guy down quickly. Yeah, flame grant me strength don't take much mana, does it? 3,100. Are you quite done? Thank you. Yeah, we don't have to get 2 critical attacks on them anymore to get them down. So we got the talisman. So I mean, if you guys want to go through and take your chances and fucking deal with the birds and the bloodlost dogs, and you didn't even see the bloodlost dogs attack properly. When they start getting on you, they'll bite you like 20 times in a row, and you're just dead. You're fucked. There's nothing you can do. From here, let's jump over to Dynasty Mausoleum Midpoint. If you're like, well, I don't have that, it's because you're not following along, and we've already covered it. Not to be a dick, but there's people who've been following along, so that's what I tell you guys. Follow along from episode 1 to episode to the end, because we'll be jumping back and forth to places we already have, because it makes it much easier for us. You know what I mean? So once again, not trying to be a dick. If you don't have it where you found the map, just progress up the stairs to the right, follow it along through the building, and work your way out. And we did it on our walkthrough, so we can go over there and grab the Somber 10 all the way back in the Earnia. So we had the capability to get a Somber weapon fully upgraded within the first 15 hours of the game. I think 17, 18 hours of the game, which is awesome, And that's why we went for that run, and that's why we have these sites of grace. But now, all we're gonna do is go down here, take out Vari, get the weakest weapon in the game. It's a Somber weapon, in my opinion.
Though you have been raised to a knight of the dynasty.
So his weapon does like shit for damage. As you see, this late in the game, that's like no. Look at that. For this late, but the blood loss it does can really get up there. That's a Dex Arcane weapon, guys, but I would never recommend it. Unless you're just trying to be a smartass and beat someone with a bouquet of roses. Higher Arcane, it could do a lot of blood loss. But Dex Arcane, you have Eleanor's Pole Blade, you have Morgoth's Cursed Sword, you have anything else, you know?
Please cry, please.
So that's Exhaustus dialogue again. And we'll get the bouquet, and we should get like a permanent invasion item, I think it is. Festering Bloody Finger. I know you just get 6 of the consumable versions. We already got the other Bloody Finger. Before we go on though, we're about to fight Mohg. I'm about to go over tactics that's going to make this fight literal joke. Now Mohg's probably the hardest boss fight in the game. Tied with Millennia. If you fight him, just fight him, like not knowing any better, running into him, not having a strategy. Most likely he's probably, tied with Millennia for hardest fight in the game. But the strategy I have, he's actually going to be quite easy. Like, I'll be surprised if he's still alive to go into his phase 2. So as you go down, if you run over here to the right, you can get 3 smithing 8s. Oh. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about his damage. His damage is up there. But you know what? So's ours. So. Now he's just a basic enemy, guys. You can just straight up ignore him if you don't want to deal with him. And now, then, since you grab the 3 smithing 8s, just run straight ahead into this corner. We're going to get a great Ghost Globe Work. So that's the final upgrade mat you need to bring your special summons all the way up to plus 10. We've picked up a few of those. We still have 2. I've used 1 or 2. What's crazy is they don't give you many of those in a single playthrough, do they? Because we've been so thorough in this walkthrough, I don't know how we've missed anything. I'm sure we've probably missed a consumable rune here or there, maybe. But we've been extremely thorough. And I think we've only used 1 of those. And it's crazy because we got 1 all the way back in our first underground area, then we got another in another underground area, then we got that one. I only remember using like 1 of them though. What am I looking for? Yeah, the only thing we should have upgraded, it was a special, is, so Mimic, okay, we've used 2. So we've used 1 for Mimic. Oh, Tisha's only at 8, so we've only used 1 for Mimic. I don't know, so there's just maybe not that many. And we're gonna find, more still. Halo Tree and Consecrated Snowfield and stuff like that, but it just seems like there should be more at this point, Now from here, this is where stuff, you've really got to pay attention on what we're about to do, guys. For our tactic. We're going for the boss right now. But I'm so close to a level. I'm not even really worried about fighting him with 160,000 runes, which is kind of a bold statement. But like I tell you, this shit's going to be so easy, guys. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down here. Now this should work for almost every build, because all you're going to need is 18 strength, 17 dex, and 12 arcane. So, despite what build you start as, is that raise arcane? No, it's the that weird ass mimic mask. Where'd it go? Might be up higher. Right here. Silver tier mask. Once again, like I said, if you followed the walkthrough, you have all this stuff. That's arcane at 17. That's good enough for Blood Flame Bleed. Then we'll come down here. I'm not going to be using incantations, so we can come on, put the +5 to dexterity. Take off Blossom's Blade. Then we're going to put on Bloodhound's Fang. Now that we'll reach the requirements. Now, like I said, this is just a strategy. It's a walkthrough. I would typically just fight him, right? If this was just a regular playthrough of mine, I would just go through my build and fight him. But this is a walkthrough, so it's my job to come up with the best strategies for, the least skilled player to get through this game. That's how I think of it. I'm like thinking how I was when I first started playing this game. It wasn't that good, and so how would I want to see a walkthrough, right? So I designed this so these strategies will work for anybody to get past these tough bosses. You know what I mean? And I think I was missing one summer one, so we're gonna pick that up. And I want to bring this up to +9. Now, I do believe like +6 is enough to take him out. But this is the same strategy I'm actually going to be using for Millennia, as I just find it best. So what we're going to do is bring Bloodhound's Bane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a second. I guess +8's enough. Then we're going to go on over here. Put on Bloodflame Blade. Now, as far as your summons go, usually I say, oh, use whatever summons you want. This is not the case this time, guys. Not the case at all. You want Mimic for this. And definitely worth upgrading them. I don't know if you have to upgrade them, but you really should. You know, you really want to for this. So we're not so much after damage as we are blood loss here. So Mohg's highly resistant to faith builds. You know, he's resistant to fire, he's resistant to holy. I don't know about magic. I've not really done many mage builds. So your Somber 10's over there. We've already got it. We're not worried about it. We're just going straight for the elevator. Oh, no, we're not. I forgot. We need to change our flask up, y'all. So we did Yura's quest line, which got us the tier for Mohg's to deal with Mohg's bullshit. So we're gonna leave Stone Barb so we can break his poise, and we need to put on Purifying Crystal Tier. Like I said, we got that from Yura's quest line. Purifies the Lord of Blood's curse and mixed physics. So he chucks his spear, not like literally chucks it, but he kind of does that movement. He just jams it up in the air 3 times. And it literally steals every bit of your health. It's going to drain at your health and fill his health up. Now, if we do this properly, he won't even get to phase 2. So I go in here, like I said, use your buffs. Now this buff right here, all you need, Flame Grip and Strength, is 12 Faith. You have Talismans, you have Rune Arcs. With Godric's Great Rune, give you 5 to each stat. With that, you +5 Faith Talisman, every single class can reach that. So I would buff up, we're going to use Bloodflame Blade. We're also going to summon Mimic. Both of us will have Bloodflame Blade, Bloodhound's Fang. If you stagger him for a critical, don't get the critical. Stand back a little bit and just keep hitting him with light attacks. Like I said, the damage isn't what we're after, it's the blood loss. He's, even though he's a blood type enemy, he's really weak to blood loss. So that's what we're taking advantage of here, guys. That's what we're after. Since we have the time in this episode, we'll let this cutscene play out. You know, only 22 minutes in. That's Mikla's arm. If you haven't researched the lore in this game, I highly suggest you do it. I played the game a few times, beat it, and quite frankly, still didn't know much about it. Not when it comes to the actual story of it. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting. All of it is like some of the best storytelling I've seen or heard in a long time. It's phenomenal, truly phenomenal. You're thinking in the story that Mohg kidnapped Mikla, used him for his power or whatever it was. Turns out Mohg was being controlled by Mikla the whole time, which we'll get into in the DLC. I do feel like the story actually lets you know more of what's happening over there. It's more straightforward, less obscure. Just done really well. We're so close to DLC, I'm so excited.
Dearest Mikla.
This is your first playthrough. Just wait. It's going to get even better when you get there. It's much harder. Much harder. But it's a lot of fun.
You must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
Yeah, you thought Morgott had the omen, case of the omen bad. Look at this guy. He's covered in horns and shit. So, like I said, Bloodflame Blade, Flame Grip Strength, can't use Gold Bow, ain't gonna hurt. Summon. I should have done it before I walked in, but I wanted to actually show you guys. I wanted to show you guys the cutscene, so I'm like, oh, that's right, it's gonna be so easy to get killed. Yeah, because I did use my shit before I walked in. So, Now it's going to be easy. But I wanted to show you guys a cutscene. We actually had time to show one for once. The same thing. Buffs if you have them. You'll be fine without them. Like I said, this is less about the damage and more about the blood loss, right? And go ahead and use the flask. The Mohg's tier, it lasts for a long time. I accidentally had it in my flask and I accidentally used it. And I was running around. That shit was still active for like 20 minutes. So, we fight him before he knows moveset. Dodge this big shit. You gotta throw that roll into it. Just really time your dodges. Oh. What's the fucking Simic doing? Bro, I was behind you. So he's got a lot of reach with this. Right. Attack on your big attack. Break his stagger. Put the stagger break, it don't matter. Just keep working them. There's the special attack. And blood flame blade again. Get on with the blood loss, guys. He's dead. Oh, sorry. Broke the ship. Now he's dead. They're really easy. I made multiple mistakes throughout that. Multiple mistakes. He shouldn't even hit phase 2, but, you know, not bad. Alright. Pretty easy, I think, guys. I mean, if you beat Mohg first try, you did something fucking extremely right. You know? 420,000 runes. Yeah, if you beat Mohg first time, you did something really right. Alright, 46, we could use our new incantation. We never showed this off either. It's quite badass. Oh, so this is Letta. Letta only shows up after you purchase the DLC. She will not be here any other time. So you killed Radon, you killed Mohg, now you have access to the DLC. You go in here, talk to her, get her dialogue, touch the withered arm, go to the DLC. So now, to talk about this. When we get to the DLC, we will actually be going over all the dialogue and every cutscene as the DLC is new. You know, the base game has been out for a few years, and there's so many more episodes, guys. This is going to be like 65 episodes, which is, you know, I do hour-long episodes. It's 65 hours of content. DLC is going to be like 30. Needless to say, I mean, regardless, this has been out for years. Everyone's already seen all this shit, you know what I mean? And DLC's new, so I don't want to talk to her yet or anything. When we get to that series, as that's, you know, just the next series we're doing on this channel, we'll, you know, handle it then. But for now that we got that, we could jump on over to Divine Tower of East Altus. Let's go ahead and activate Mohg's Great Rune. Now, this is only going to be worth it to you guys if you do PvP. It's going to give all your Phantoms blood loss or something like that. I don't know. That's what it says. I don't do PvP, so I couldn't tell you. But there you go, Mohg's Great Rune. If you notice, the Great Rune is all the way to the right. That's because Morgoth's is all the way to the left, and they're twins, so same tower. Alright, so like I said, Great Rune, Mohg's grants a blessing of blood to Phantoms. So I'm guessing it gives everyone blood loss. That's, you know, that's what I got from it. Now from there, we could jump on over to the Round Table Hold. Talk about this boss remembrance. And like I said, we'll respec and go into Dex Arcane. I'll give it a real fair shake, so you guys properly put the build together. You know, in my opinion, the best way to do it. So you have two options here: Faith, Strength, or Strength Arcane, which is a great spear. It does Blood Flame build up. You know what I mean? More arcane, more blood loss. But yeah, so and it does his special attack where he chucks the spear in the air 3 times. Huge AoE, he'll bleed out everybody. It's pretty badass. But yeah, fire physical. But it's just a great spear. It's slow. It only does pokes. R2 doesn't do swipes like other builds we've done. And then you have Blood Boon. This is badass. This really is. And it's pretty low requirements at 14 Faith, 17 Arcane. Scatters blood flame before caster to set area flame. So, you know, if enemies are standing in front of you, they're just gonna burn up with fucking fire and blood loss. It's pretty badass. As we're putting this build together for, like I said, I'm gonna give it one more try, just to show people how to properly set this up. So, if you're trying to do an arcane build, more melee focused, but with a lot of spells too, Dragon Communion Seal upgrade, you know, as much as you can get it. Now, if this is a build you're going to stick with and want to use, yes, you want this all the way up. Shield doesn't much matter. My opinion, I think the best blood loss dex arcane weapon is Morgoth's Cursed Sword. I know it's not the one people talk about as much, but hands down, in my opinion, it's the best one, you know. Rivers of Blood is okay, but it's like no poise breaking to it, so, you know, I can't get behind that. When we could have, you know, hard-hitting great sword, curved great sword, blood loss. You know, the Ash of War still does fire damage. And it breaks poise. It's, you know, still gonna get blood loss and physical and all that shit. So what I'm gonna rock is the Dragon Communion Seal, +8. I'll put up to +9. Morgoth's Cursed Sword, and then we will do Rivers of Blood just because, you know, have a quicker option. Katanas in one hand with the seal in the other. That was a build I did in DLC with a katana there. That was like more magic. It's really badass. It's called Sword of Night. It's completely dope. But I did that with the pyromancy build with the seal in my left hand. That was quite fun, you know. Just running around, you know, like this. Have a quick option while you're throwing out spells. It was like pyromancy, so I'm throwing out fire spells, and then I had a magic. It's black magic. It's fucking sick. I can't wait to get it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that, you know, that could be kind of cool. But, you know, I think this with the seal and then having a shield option is just really, really, really nice. Now, when you put this build together, we can talk about talismans here. We won't need one for weight anymore, but we still want to, you know, stuff for survivability. So I would suggest Taker's Cameo. Now, we've done this, showing you guys how to put it together every build. We did it with Intelligence, we did it with Faith, so I'm just doing it for Blood Loss right now. So yeah, if you're gonna go with this build, and I'm highly suggesting, it's a lot of fun. The physical damage lacks, but if you see, I didn't level it right the first time. We need to go high in arcane for this to work. But yeah, something for health. Then we come down here, put on Lord of Blood's Exaltation. Blood loss in vicinity raises attack power, which is always going to be getting raised. Something for your incantations, so you know you're getting more damage with the blood loss you're gonna be putting out. It would be nice. And then Charter Boxing. So this is to help get the damage up as the damage lacks compared to other builds since you're getting the blood loss, you know what I mean? I'm going to see if we can just go try to get everything up to at least +9. Yeah, I have to go buy the other +9 stones we need. Oh. Yeah, so bring that to +9. We gotta go buy one more +9. But yeah, at least that way, you know, everything will be hitting hard as it can. And since I'm not gonna stick with the build, I'm not gonna waste my somber tints. Now, once I give it another fair shake, if I'm having fun and decide, hey, let me mix it up a little bit and, you know, go for this, and then I'm a, you know. But you only get limited amounts of, you know, somber tints. So I'm not using any unless it's a weapon I'm like straight up gonna stick with, you know what I mean? To be honest, I've just used blasphemous blades so much. I would like to do something different. I don't know if this is it, to be completely honest, you know. So these are all ready for a fire upgrade mat. Now we're gonna go over here, and we're done this episode. But like I said, I want to show everyone how to set up this build before we get on to Consecrated Snowfields. So memorize spell. We'll still have access to this. We'll still have access to this. We will not have access to that. That. We will have access to this, but we won't need it. So for this build, I would suggest one fire spell, and that's just so you have a ranged option that isn't blood loss and could actually just hit things that are annoying you, or scares or floating or anything like that, right? And then you'll have Swarm of Flies. But how do we want to set this up in order? Well, I guess it doesn't really even matter. So you have Swarm of Flies. Blood Flame Talent is probably one of my favorite ones. That was a lot of fun. Blood Boon, and then just something to mix it up a little bit. So if you're fighting a boss, I haven't really been fucking around with dragon spells. I don't really care for them much, but I will say, fighting a boss, especially one with a lot of health, you hit this once or twice, whatever it takes to rot them, so their health is going to constantly tick, and then you have your other spells to hit them with, and yeah. So that's working on their health, and you're working on their health with your melee abilities and all that shit. Now we can go on to Renala and Respec. Now we're about to get a larval tier over here in Consecrated Snowfield, so this one's going to be replaced. I don't have a bunch, but we're going to get a few first episode of the DLC as well. 2 or 3.
Is it time?
I have to look at my notes to be sure, but I can think of 2 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Alright. Vigor's going to stay the same, especially end game going into the DLC. Mind, I really would like to go higher in mind, but, you know, you need 14 at least for there. Your faith's got to be at least 15. Now, I want my damage to, my actual damage to be up there. But we gotta have enough arcane to actually, you know, get the benefits of this build, you know, of the actual blood loss itself. We could almost go 50-50. We just keep it. See, that's the thing. We can get more base damage, less blood loss, but we're kind of depending on the blood loss here. I guess what we could do is next 2 points, get that dex to 60 to get the highest base damage possible, because we're sitting at 600 damage. Like, that's pretty basic for a lot of weapons. There's only a few weapons that hit over 700-800. But yeah, so 600, that's not bad. Plus 9, we're not even plus 10. We'll put our next 2 levels here, and after that, see if we can bring this up just to get more and more blood loss as we go along. I think that's, you know, fair. Is strength at 14, yeah, dex at 58, so it's at 14, because I'll just change shields. The faith at 15, so that should be good. I'd like more mana, I really would. But, you know, we made it this far with 20 mana, so we're just gonna go into the DLC with what we got, you know. And we could check out Unor's Pole Blade. It's a completely different playstyle. It might be nice just to switch to for a next AoE clear. I mean, I have to take off one of these weapons, but... And like I said, I ain't gonna stick with this long, but I am gonna show you guys, I think, the best bleed build to set up. Yeah, I figured it'd be too much. And have to two-hand it. One thing with these builds, it seems like it's going to make me want to use Ashes of War a bunch. As you guys know, I'm not, you know, big on just spamming Ashes of War, but they're all so badass, it just makes it seem like you should, you know. That's okay. I'd say we're pretty good. So our AR is sitting at 585, 591. And then how much blood loss do we get from that? 78 and 66. That's much better. Like I said, we'll have to switch up our shield and go with that one. What else can we do? Put on a different helm. Since this is just a temporary build, I don't have to wear this ugly ass thing too long. Or is it? It's one we just picked up. So also, slightly raises attack power when there's blood loss nearby. So both the mask and the talisman should be boosting our attack power. Now from here, with everything accomplished, guys, let's go ahead and jump on over to Consecrated Snowfield Side of Grace. We'll be picking up from here next episode. Alright, we're locked and loaded and ready to go. So next episode, we already ran over here and got the Bright Hammer. If you don't have it, just go to the left of the Side of Grace. It's kind of what I tell you guys to follow along. But it's like right here. You're going to see a couple little stones with runes. But we're going to section this out. So the first episode, we're going to kind of just do everything in here. We have a catacomb over here. We're going to go get some loose loot around this tree. Take on a room barrack, get a larval tier. Just kind of, we really are going to have to comb through this area to try to get all this stuff. There's, you know, it's a snowstorm, and it's only in this first section. Now, I honestly wanted to go to the very back and just work our way through the end here so we're coming up behind the storm. But it's just better to start, you know, from top and work your way up. Or we'll probably do this section, then, you know, jump over here to go from the back to the rest of it. But at least getting, you know, like everything over here, you know, to the right wrapped up first would be smart. So let's go and wrap up, and we're going to pick up here next episode to get started on the consecrated snowfields.